Well, so I was on Discord playing in a game last night, and so my boyfriend was here, so we were splitting our headphones. So like I was playing on wireless headphones and he was playing on wireless headphones. We were in the same room. So he like adjusted all of the settings in my audio stuff to try to get it to split. So I guess it didn't change back.
Yeah.
Yeah, fun.
You're good now, though.
That's what I like about Voicemeeter. It's become my new favorite software.
Is it free? How much does it cost?
It's free. For Voicemeeter Banana, it's a virtual sound mixer. Then
Yeah.
I've got I helped get Rory set up with his, so he's got like audio cables where it's a virtual cable that goes from like Zoom into Voicemeeter. He's got one that goes application into Voicemeeter, your headphones, and then you can send them all outboard, like you would at like a sound mixer.
Wait, so what is it exactly? Like, what does it do?
It's a virtual sound mixer, allows you to route things differently. So like I can route things either to my headphones or my speakers or to Zoom. So like if I really wanted to create an awesome feedback loop, I could take your Zoom and I could send it back into Zoom. Just does weird things like that.
I feel like I could have used that when I streamed last week and was having all sorts of tech issues, and it happens every time. If I did it more often, it'd probably be fine. Like I don't know, Roy, you probably encountered this, but like yeah, it's just like once you have the setup, then you're like, okay, I just need to like
Not
keep
touch
this.
anything.
Right.
I am 100% convinced that when you're about to play a game is when all of the tech stuff happens. You can test it the day before, fine. 35 minutes before, fine. 1 minute
That is
before,
exactly what happened.
I have
Yes.
purposely been avoiding updating my computer. It's been needing to be updated for about 2 weeks now. And I'm just like, no.
Are you saying that the day that you do an update, I need to come over just so that way I can intimidate it enough?
Probably.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, thanks for the new sub, Mystical Unicorn Painting. Hey, Moose2271. I can say that name. Say that name.
Say my name.
Yeah.
Say my name.
So, we are actually here and ready, and we may as well just hop right into it. Get the show started, or get this party started. If we're gonna stay with the songs, yeah, you got it, Katie.
I was gonna say, Katie and I should be playing like twin bards today.
Yes.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny. It could be worse. My last session of D&D, I forgot that we were supposed to have a session. I didn't have anything prepared. Luckily,
like
all my
including
characters.
a character?
That sounds like your normal sessions.
Wait, like you were DMing and you forgot?
Yeah, I was DMing.
Oh,
It just got so. Luckily, all of my players had to level up, and they were hitting one of those major level up points where they had to do like feats and everything like that.
So it took an entire session just to level up.
Yeah, you guys should definitely read all the feats and decide all the options.
And my
Take
wife
all the
had
time you need.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, my poor wife, she didn't know what she wanted to choose, so I was able to help walk her through that. And then the druid found out that the way she set her druid up was totally wrong. So like, it was bad. It was bad. So we're like, okay. It was to the point where she wasn't enjoying playing it. So like, okay, let's get that fixed. That way, all of them are brand new. I know. Well, all of them are new players. Obviously, I'm a relatively new DM, so we just took the time to make sure that people are enjoying the game. Because if you don't enjoy the game, you're not going to play the game.
Yeah. Nobody wants anyone to have D&D trauma.
Except for Rory, given you
guys don't even know what's
the veteran.
You guys don't.
The veteran PTSD.
Yeah, I
think I asked those questions
like. I think that. I mean, like, the first time you play and then you get stressed and you don't understand how your character works and you're like, I'm not having a good time, it's too much to remember, I can't do anything right. That was the first session I ever played, and I was like, I don't think I ever want to play this game again. And then the next DM that I had he taught me on 3.5. He's been DMing since like the 70s. And it was just the most magical 4 hours of my life, and then I never stopped playing. I've been playing pretty much every week ever since.
Yeah.
Like 5 years now.
Yeah, I've been finding that with my group, if I occasionally just say, hey, have you noticed anything that you're not liking? And, at a level up, allow them to make a minor change. They're much more engaged. They enjoy what they're playing. They're good. And for me, if we spend a session fixing something that they actually really, really hate, like to the point where they don't want to play anymore, I don't care. I can adjust. It keeps me on my toes. Now, obviously,
That's
I don't
all
do that
part of
every
DMing
level up,
too,
but
is like making sure that people are enjoying the game that they're playing.
This will be my second campaign ever.
Ever?
Yeah, this
Ever.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's a newbie. He's fresh. He's clean.
A newbie. Well,
This
yeah, but
is
you've
my
been
second
playing for like over a year now regularly, so I feel like you can't claim the newbie title yet.
Yeah, exactly.
Although, what other classes like have you thought about if you played another character, what you would want to play? Because you probably, I mean, you don't have as much experience playing other stuff, so.
I played Druid on the first one we ever did, which was in person with this group here.
You
And
know,
then
that's
Monk
really
here.
impressive though, playing a druid for your first character.
That is, yeah.
Overwhelming amount of stuff.
It was a lot.
It's why I played Barbarian my very first character, because it's like so straightforward for the most part. I was terrified to do anything else, and then it just became my whole personality, is that I'm a Barbarian in real life.
Yeah.
Did do a one shot as a rogue though. I like that a lot. So I think if I did play again, I'd play something like that.
I feel like rogues are one of those ones that are really, really fun for new players to play at low levels, because rogues get a lot of damage, especially if you can get that sneak attack, and you feel like you're living out that very like video
Fantasy
game vibe.
like,
Yeah, yes. I will say, I feel like the higher level you get, this happened in our campaign. We're like level 8, I think, or 9, and the rogue got bored. Like there's just not as much variety of stuff that happens at a
Same
high
with
level.
Barbarian, I found. Depending on what subclass you take, if you take Path of the Berserker, you get like to level 6 or 7, and you see all the casters doing the wild stuff, and you're just still hitting things for a lot of damage. It's like, oh, I wish I had some magic.
Yeah,
like something
but it's
else
like,
to
hey,
do.
remember 4 levels ago when I got killed by one person stabbing me, and I only had 2 cantrips? Okay, well now I get to do my cool shit.
Yeah. My
Alright.
next thing is I feel like I need to finish my second one shot I'm writing.
Let's go ahead and kick it off. It is 24 after 4. Let's go ahead and. Oh man, it's been a month now, hasn't it? We missed. Thank you.
January
Super Bowl.
28th.
Yeah.
Yep, Super Bowl Sunday we missed.
Yep. So let's go ahead and kick it off. Just some quick introductions of everyone, and then let's do a quick recap of the last session and head right into it. I don't know. Rihu, you go first.
Hi, Rihu here.
Hi, Rihu.
Hello. Playing a human monk, as most of you know at this point. And honestly, for some reason, off the top of my head, I completely forgot what my level is. And I don't know why. It's because we've played so long. I think I'm level 5, but
You open up your character sheet.
yes, I that's what I was just opening up. So yes, I am level 5 because I just leveled up last session, so that's why it was throwing me off. Yeah, but enjoying the time. We'll see what today holds, as you've been alluding to a lot of change coming here.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of stuff. Well, I don't know what changed, but there's a lot of stuff coming. Cricket. Let's say
Yeah. Cricket is level 4 now. Druid, and oh hey, we just got a raid.
Hey.
From Elhawk99.
Hey.
Also, I don't know, Rory, if you saw the message about the sound, but it sounds like everybody's a little bit low. But yes, Cricket is a 4th level druid, just recently leveled up, and I feel like last session got teased with a lot of cool, interesting things related to her parents' backstory and maybe the druid clan that they came from. And also we got trapped in a room after reading a bunch of like druidic language runes everywhere, and Cricket got a little curious and maybe I think I interacted with some stone portrait, may or may not have trapped us in here, but you know, that's what makes it fun.
Let's go, Raja.
Raja's a Ifrit rogue, level 5. I don't know what happened last session, so I'm just there. I don't know where, but I'm there.
You weren't there last session, right?
No.
You weren't there? Oof. You got
Because I was
called
at the mission trip meeting.
Just all you need to know is you're separated from the group with an NPC named Daniel.
Yup.
Your new BFF.
Yup. You haven't
Ju-
adopted him yet, don't worry.
Yeah, not yet.
Jubilee.
Hello, everybody. I am Jubilee. I bet everybody missed this so much. I am technically not really a half elf anymore, but I am a warlock level 4, and I am living my best life with my new party of people that I only kind of know for 5 whole minutes now, even though I've known them this whole time, but not anymore. So here we are.
I mean, you've known them for at least 3 days now. You guys traveled through the swamp together.
Mm-hmm.
2.5 days or so. So, I mean, it's more than 5 minutes.
Yeah, it's a short amount of time compared to how long I did actually know them before my memory was just phew.
You know, when you make packs.
Don't make packs you can't keep.
Vanta Lord.
Oh, man. I am a dwarf level 5 paladin. This is my pet dragon. I don't know what to name him yet. I decided to bring him out. Just utterly confused as now I have a feeling where I need to have more power. I've got a nice tattoo on my wrist.
That's right.
Yeah, and now I think I just reminded Rory that I have a tattoo on my wrist, which is never a good sign when the DM forgets, because that means there's something more to it.
No, that's just bad.
Yeah.
On my side. That's just life.
Other than that, life's good. Just trying to figure out why I have this urge for power.
Yes. A surge for power and chronic increasing dreams with an aura around you that is ever growing in strength and consistency.
You do know that's part of the recap that I spent an awesome amount of time trying to type up, and now you just ruined it.
Well, no, you just gotta play with it. You gotta be like, and take it away.
I know.
Gonna need a little pizzazz, a little spice,
Jazz hands. All right. So last session we
Can we
started
all
off
do
in
jazz hands while he does the recap?
Yes.
I love it. Thank you. So we started last session in Vantalor's dream where he saw glimmering and contracts flying around him. He saw nothing with any sort of consistency, had large amounts of visuals, silhouettes. He ended up waking up out of the middle of the dream, broke 3 contracts, decided to break a 4th. This is funny. And
hands
during the
feel so
4th
weird.
one, got an interesting tattoo on his wrist that it felt, along with it, he now has a natural feeling where he needs power. He has a tainted aura around him that's getting more intense that he can't see, the others can. And his hand's stuck in a closed position that the rest of the group doesn't know. We finally found out we have 3 Satori eggs divided among the 3 guys in the group. And we came up with a system to mark if we get separated where we went. We came across some ruins in the jungle. We also don't see any tracks because of how wet it is. We came across a courtyard with tons of dead bodies that outline the courtyard that happen to be lizard folks. And as we said, we went through a ruin temple type building. We're locked in a room, 4 of us, everyone except for Raja and Daniel. And Cricket and Jubilee also happened to explore the outside of the courtyard where they found what could have been a jail for a rather large monster where they saw a massive footprint. So there you go.
Oh, my hands feel so weird.
Why did you pick the longest recap ever?
Got my workout in for the day here, just in the arms.
I tried to make it short for you guys. I had more, but then I realized my notes were like 3.5 pages long.
I do have a lot of notes from this session. Like normally, my notes last like a half a page on my book that I write, and they're a whole page and a half from last session. Also, does everybody remember us carving symbols in the trees?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, let's see. What will we go with right now? This one?
Rory, I don't know if it's just me, but you seem quiet on our Zoom call. Like your sound in Zoom is quiet. Does everybody else feel like he's a little bit quiet?
It's probably my Zoom.
Sounds normal to me.
Maybe it's just me.
Audio settings.
Rory sounds as normal as he gets.
Hey, now. Okay. How is that? I turned that up a little bit.
Oh, yeah. I didn't realize how quiet you were until you turned it up just now.
Yep.
Wow.
That sweet sultry voice.
That I do what I can. Let's go with curiosity. So, we pick up where we left off. As you are at this ruined temple, Raja. That sounds so loud in my ears. One second.
There's some elevator music we can play.
So apparently I picked a different sound than I'm used to. A different music track than I used to play. So let's go with this one. The volume should be set right for this one. Let me know how that is for all y'all. Didn't mean to hurt your ears just now. Just know that you weren't alone in that. Okay, so we pick up where we left off. Raja and Daniel are in the main kind of central area of this building. Well, the rest of you are in a side room where the doors, although attempted to be held open, slammed shut and are unable to be opened in this moment. Cricket, as you remember, this stone portrait on the wall with this large creature with a half circle of humanoids in cloaks, kind of surrounding it, this imagery. And as you got closer and closer, the stone shifted and twisted and morphed as one of the people turned around. The cloak came off and a head appeared. Arms not only reaching out in dimension in the stone, but then also literally reaching out towards you as you continue to stare at it. What do you do, Cricket?
Correct me if I'm wrong too. Didn't the doors slam shut around us?
Correct. Yep. The door is directly behind you, about 20 feet. Rihu is by them, and they are slammed shut.
And everybody but Raja and Daniel are in this room with us, right?
That is correct.
Is the thing in the wall, the person in the wall, that's reaching out, what's the size of them?
I mean, it's a big sculpture carving in the wall. The actual individual people it curves down and up, right? But then it's designed in a way to show a circular row. The center one, each one is probably 4 inches in height. And then as the arms start to actually protrude from the wall towards you, you notice two things. One is the body always looks to be proportionate to the arms. It's a weird sight that you're seeing, because you know that the engraving is only about 4 inches. The arms come out, but as the arms come out, they also seem to grow in size. So they don't look like long, skinny pencil arms coming out of the wall, even though they're getting bigger and bigger. They look proportionate to the image, yet they look like they're getting bigger. It's just a weird effect that you're seeing.
And I remembered that we saw writings on all of the different walls. The last one that I have written down was to forge a land where nature overcomes humanity, we must temper ambition with strategy, shaping our destiny and crushing theirs. Was that written on this one?
Yes.
This room that we're in. This was what written on the door going in, right?
Yep.
I'm just gonna wait and see what happens. I mean, unless somebody else is interviewing, but I'm watching it.
Yeah. It continues to reach out. The arms, and at any point, anyone can jump in. The arms start to reach out in a palms up, wrists up, expanding outwards, like a welcoming gesture. Its arms come out towards you, Cricket. And then reaching down, or reaching wherever, reaching for one of your wrists, or reaching for your wrist, like to pull you along, to welcome you.
I'll back up. Like, I'm gonna stay. I don't want it to touch me.
As I see her back up, do I see the statue moving as well, or is it just something that she can see?
You all see this.
Okay, then.
Guys, I don't know if you've seen this, but the statue, the carving in the wall is coming to life.
I am firmly against the door at this point in time, staying as far away from the outstretched hands as humanly possible.
Well, guys, it looks like we have two choices. We can either go with the crazy outstretched arms, or we can try to get the door open. But I do know that Rihu and myself, we're trying to pull that thing open, and even with our combined strength, it couldn't do anything. This almost is like the circus mirrors.
Yes, and I think Raja showed us this is not always the worst thing in the world. We've learned this, so I think one of you guys should, touch it and see what happens.
I was just kind of thinking that.
Oh, I'll touch it.
I was just gonna say I was gonna.
What if, if there's some sort of druidic connection here to maybe even the clan of the Whispering Pine, since it seems like they are the ones who created this place, maybe I can help. But maybe I don't go alone.
I'll go with you.
We can all hold hands in a chain if that's what you would prefer.
What are we doing about Raja? He's just trapped on the other side of the door.
You'll have to set this one out.
Okay, I take out my little notebook in my scribe. I literally write, "Be right back," going into a statue, and I slide underneath the door.
BRB going into a wall carving.
Are we gonna do this? Are we doing the arm chain?
Yeah.
Are the arms, once the arms are out, are they stopped moving, or are they continuing, like the whole body coming out, or are the arms just sitting there out?
Arms to the shoulders, the face slightly protrudes from the stone, just like half the face, and the arms in this welcoming manner.
Is there any writing anywhere around, like on the walls around?
Besides the writing that's already been read, you do start to smell this essence of nature. The kind of pungency that is around is replaced by this softness of ferns and pine trees and a slight cool, crisp breeze. Just this essence of nature seems to fill this room.
Well, it smells inviting.
It smells suspicious.
Well, would you rather stay in the stinky swamp with the creature on the loose?
At least that's fitting for the setting. But also, I forgot about the creature on the loose with the big feet, so maybe let's just roll with it.
All right. Well, are we doing this like a Lin Tans thing?
Red Rover.
Arm chains.
Arm chains. All right. So we chain arms, and then whoever's on the ends, we're just grabbing their outstretched hands at the same time.
As each of you lock arms and begin to reach towards the stone hands, we will switch back to Raja. Raja, you are in this area with Daniel. You hear the sounds of the swamp, of the crickets, and you smell the muskiness of the air. You see this note slip under the door, and it reads exactly what Bandalord had wrote on there. Within moments of receiving that, you start to hear a loud, heavy footstep. But not like a slop sound, like when a person steps with a wet foot. It sounds heavy and solid. Within moments, in the same room as you and Daniel walks this big statue. One of the statues that you saw on the outside of this place, you now see inside. As it walks into the area, it turns and looks at you. And it starts to walk towards you.
Well, what is Daniel just like somebody we picked up, or is he knowledgeable about this stuff?
You can ask him. Daniel, you saw him last time, and he was seemed to be a bit of an archaeologist kind of individual. He was definitely one looking at the ruins and the antiquity of the place.
Then I'm gonna ask him, what would you suggest we do?
I don't really know what we should do. I don't think we should stand here, though. That thing looks like it's going to attack us. There are some other rooms, but none of the rooms had other exits. I don't recall anything. Perhaps some kind of protection over this place.
Okay. How far away is it from me?
It is...
The statue?
So it's right here. Bit in the whole area is dark.
Right.
I do believe you
What
have,
is right here?
If you open up the video Ninja or the Twitch.
Yeah.
So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, about 30 feet away from you.
Okay, if it gets within 15 feet, then I'll move.
Alright. So if you are still waiting, Daniel is kind of waiting on you. He is clearly not a fighter. So the statue will then continue to move forward. And he reaches that 15-foot mark.
Is he still lumbering?
Yep, slowly.
Then I'll wait 5. Is it like a humanoid? Or
It's a
for some reason when you were talking about it, I was thinking
like a stone statue.
a dog.
No. It's a stone, like about a 7-foot tall stone statue that has walked into this area. Has a shield on its front side.
I'll just move 10 feet over so that I'm like 10 feet out of its path and just watch what it does.
So are you looking at the video Ninja?
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the statue that's walking towards you.
Oh, where am I? Oh, I'm over there.
Here you are. Here's Daniel, and here's the doors that are locked shut.
Oh, I didn't know we were in a trapped little area.
You're not.
So
here's a room
I'll go
over
to the
here that you
left.
guys explored.
Yeah.
And then here's the big entrance and the whole entrance to the place. And here's the statue. Now walking towards you.
What are the other things next to this statue?
This is a dead Dragonborn. Dragonborn? Lizard folk. Lizard folk. All of these are
Yeah,
dead.
they're all lizard folk.
They're all dead lizard folk. So I know you weren't here
I'll
last
run
session, but
behind
last
it.
session when you guys explored this place, you found all these dead lizard folk. You're gonna run behind it?
Okay. Yeah, like run past it. But not within its reach. Or try to not be in its reach, I guess.
Okay. So you run that way. You see the statue look towards you, its head looks back at Daniel. It will continue then to walk towards Daniel. Makes another 5 feet of motion. Daniel, scared out of his mind, just backs up to this door and starts pounding. Guys!
That's literally the worst spot he could go.
Can we
I'm
hear
just
the
gonna hit
pounding
it.
on the door on our side?
Nope.
Oh man, I was gonna knock back, just like trying to be silly.
I'm gonna run and try to smash the back of its heel. Or I guess it's only 7 feet tall. That's only like 8 inches taller than me. I don't know. I'll just hit it somewhere with my Morning Star then.
Okay, roll to hit.
Try to knock it down. $16.
16.
Yeah.
16 hits. Roll your damage.
Five.
5. Your Morning Star hits it. Hits a nice solid hit. But you, just not quite as much of a hit as you'd like. You see a little chip of it fall off as it turns its head and begins to turn its body. As it turns and faces you, Raja, you see these different symbols on the shield. You see 4 different symbols. Squiggly lines going sideways, curved lines going up, straight lines horizontally, and then swirly lines going, which as he's beginning to turn, Daniel yells out about these symbols. Look, Raja, something about the shield. And he identifies them as elemental symbols. The creature turns and will take a swing on you. He has a 24 to hit.
Yep.
Okay.
Hang on.
Yes.
Never mind. It's too late. I was going to ask if I'd have been able to use my bonus action to disengage first and then back up a little bit. But
Gotcha.
I'm going to use Uncanny Dodge then. Is that something I have to do before the damage is rolled, or can I do that after?
You'll have to read it, but I believe it's a reaction.
Yeah. It's when an attacker that you can see hits you with an attack, you can use your reaction to have the attacks
So he
damage
hits,
against
and
you.
then you reduce.
Okay.
Okay. So, he moves the shield, the symbols on it. He moves the shield to the side, and he brings his fist across, causing 12 points of damage. So Uncanny Dodge, 6 points, correct? Half damage.
Can I? How many times can I do that?
I believe it's just a reaction, right? Does it say that you can only do it once per long rest or short rest?
No, it's just a reaction.
Then you can do it every...
No. Okay. 6 damage.
Brings his shield...
Does he only have one attack?
Yeah, it's your turn. He brings his shield back in front of himself.
I would like to use... Check to see. I'll use my Burning Hands on his shield just to see what happens.
And you have that left.
So you have to roll a... What left?
You have Burning Hands left.
I assume so. It doesn't say I don't, and it's been 2 sessions.
Yeah, you didn't use it the session before.
Okay.
Okay, so you still got it. Okay, so now what?
That you, I think you have to roll. Let's say deck save. Oh, can I click on it? Oh, look at that. Oh. Yeah. You have to roll a deck save.
Okay. So that would be an 11.
No.
No what?
Oh, sorry, that fails.
Okay. So you use your Burning Hands, fire blasts out over the shield. As it hits the shield, the fire gif on there illuminates, and you can see it turn this vibrant red as these lines flow up. Your flames roll around the shield and are seemingly vanish into the stone golem as he just and stops.
And then I like to disengage. I'm sorry.
The doors in front of you, right next to Daniel, you hear them audibly disengage. They unlock. And as you're stepping back, carefully disengaging from the golem. As we transition back to the other 4 of you, arms lock, hands reach out to touch the hands of this statue. As the hands touch is when you hear the golem and Daniel screaming, hitting the door, hands grab, as vines and ferns come up from the ground, these giant leaves, wider than your bodies, taller than you, come up one by each of you and almost cocoon you in the leaf as you fade, feeling like you're being pulled down, but not in like a violent or aggressive way, almost like a toddler wrapped in a blanket. You're just wrapped in these giant leaves and pulled down with this constant scent of nature and pines all around you. Daniel sees the door, hears it click open, he pushes it open. Oh, what? Raja, they're not here, Raja.
What is the golem doing right now?
Just standing there.
Is it just... Okay. Then I'll run past it.
Okay.
Into the room. But I'm not very surprised because he did leave a note.
Right. Yes, you definitely got that note. So you run past the golem into this room. You and Daniel enter the room. He quickly composes himself and points out, reminding you of the etching that was on the wall about the humanity and overpowering them and destroying nature. And you see the big stone artwork on the wall of this giant creature in the circle of people. I'm not sure. What was that note you got? One of them looks like slipped you something.
They went into the statue.
They went in. You mean the thing you just fought? That doesn't seem right.
Well, no, they were in the room, Daniel.
Oh.
How could they have gone into that statue?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Compose myself. It must be this wall, right? I mean, and he starts feeling around, looking for some... I'm
assuming so.
Yeah, that would make sense. He starts feeling for any kind of triggers. He's like, I don't sense anything here, though. I can't find a trap door or a lever or anything. Do you have any idea?
Maybe it was just because of who they are. What is the mural represent, or the statue artwork represent?
It's
do
like
you
this.
Know?
Oh, to me, yes. This here was like this. I don't know what. They believe that they could raise this giant creature to protect them, or whoever built this place. They believe they could raise this creature and basically protect them, or it was their god of sorts, or an avatar of their god, or something like that. Pretty sure that it might have existed because the two ladies, the druid and kind of more creepy looking one. I think she was some kind of clown. They seem to have found a spot out front that this creature might have been held. So that, I believe, is what this is. And he runs his hands down the people, and as he's touching them, he runs his hand past, saying that these must be the worshippers of him. And as he runs past the center, again, that center one, the stone just shifts and molds and twists as that center cloaked person turns around and the hood comes off and the hands stretch out.
As I see that, I'd like to ask Jimmy something. Are they simply worshiping the creature or offering themselves up to the creature?
You just called him
Daniel. Daniel.
I love it.
He kind of steps back, looking at the arms coming out. Kind of hard to tell sometimes, but I don't think these ones are sacrificing themselves, but more of like a worship or offering themselves to this creature. If I remember right from what I was reading before your friends and you came here, this may have been what they called Gloomweb. Some kind of swamp manifestation or creature. I am a little off put by the arms coming out of the wall, though. That's a little weird.
I mean, that might be how we get into the statue.
But I can't.
Or else how would they have gotten into the statue? I mean, they can't either. So, and nobody that goes into the statue probably could either, because they were all lizard folk, or the ones I know that worship a Gloomland.
We can try. That might make some sense. Depends on who created this place. I don't think the lizard folk actually created this place, though. Some of the language on the walls doesn't fit their dialect. It seems to have been from a different group of people. But if I'm not going alone and you're going to go too, I suppose, or you can just go and I'll stay behind. I don't really like that idea, but
I mean, you can continue your work if you wanted to stay.
That's true.
Then you don't even risk dying. The statue's chilling out there.
Yeah, that fire trick seemed to work, so I will just carry some fire with me wherever I go. In the meantime, I will see what I can find out in case I see you again.
Okay. So first, Raja's actually going to take out his dagger and cut a little bit on it, like his hand, to see if that's what it's wanting.
Nothing happens.
Okay, then I'll just grab the hand.
Okay. So as you grab the hand of the stone, the same thing happens. Leaves and ferns and essences and fragrances of nature start to roll into this room, almost intoxicating. Even Daniel's just enjoying the freshness of even the air as this giant leaf, wider and taller than you, cocoons around you, wrapping you up. And you feel yourself being pulled down, down, down. But again, not in a harsh or violent way. As you're brought down, the rest of you are standing in front of a very large door.
What's that song? Secret Tunnel?
Secret tunnel.
Oh, man. You are standing in front of a large door, even for the tallest of you. With really nowhere behind you to go. You're in this decent-sized entry kind of room that doesn't seem to have its exit. Like, this is a one-way train.
I'm going to walk up to the door and just knock a bunch.
Okay. As you start knocking,
it's the polite thing to
do. Penny. Shekel.
You begin knocking on the door, and eventually you start to hear tink. You knock a couple more times. Tink.
It sounds like someone is dropping something on the other side of the door.
You hear another one. Think. Or tink. Tink, 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 tink.
I'm just gonna go up and I'm gonna push the door open.
Oh. Okay.
Obviously knocking isn't doing anything, my short friend.
Is there anything written on it? Or near it, around it?
As the doors are thrust open by the short, stubby, and strong dwarf, Cricket begins to look for inscriptions and writing around the door. Similar writings, Cricket, as what you had found in the previous areas. Warnings and cautions about the dangers of humans and the destruction of nature. They seem to have been covered up, like the vines that were growing along this wall. You had to actually move them. They weren't very obvious. Even the decor of the nature of the vines seemed to be intentional. Like, that's how they wanted it. But then someone later on utilized that to mask the writing.
I'll just point it out to the rest of the group, even as Mantalord is like going through the door. Y'all, there's some inscriptions on the wall here. It looks like some of the same stuff that we saw back in the other place about needing to preserve nature over humanity, even if that means we must sacrifice humanity. So just be cautious of that.
Can I cast
None of us are
detect
humans, though,
magic
right?
As he opens
So
the
don't
door?
pick the flowers. Gotcha.
Right. I definitely don't harm any nature, I'll say that.
I am a human, sir.
Oh. I feel like I shouldn't be here either. Just burn everything down.
As the doors fling open, at the far side, over by this table here, the stone table, you see a young child, a little boy. You see him, and without being able, like he was mid-throw already, and he, oh, sorry! As Vantalord, a stone hits you. I didn't mean to. I'm sorry. By the way, who are you?
Who are you?
Well, actually, I'm not supposed to talk to different people.
What does he look like?
Just a young little boy. He's got short black hair. He's got ragged clothes.
Like human?
He looks human, yep.
Well,
Like how old? How old? Like little like 5 or little like 13?
Like 9.
Okay.
well,
He was
I'm
clearly
sure that-
enjoying throwing stones at the door just now.
Yeah, I'm sure your family told you that you're never supposed to talk to strangers. Is that right?
Yeah, and I should probably go tell my dad.
Well,
So
my
I
name's
will-
Jubilee,
yeah,
so we're not strangers anymore now. So you can tell me your name.
No, still definitely still strangers. So, and he just takes off,
Okay,
back around, like he disappears around the corner.
Jubilee, I can't tell if you would be scary for a kid to encounter or really familiar and fun for a kid to encounter.
It depends, I think, because everything that I just did was 100% a Pennywise the Clown reference.
Right, yeah,
so-
exactly.
I figured.
I think it depends on how smart the kid is. Like, I feel like some kids are gonna be like, "Wow, look how friendly this random person is," and then other
Look
kids are
at
gonna
this
be like,
sweet-looking clown, and the other ones are gonna be like, "Why is there just a
Yeah.
clown out, like talking to me?"
They're either gonna want to play and have fun with you, or they're going to
kill
scream
me.
in terror.
"Yeah, exactly."
All right. Well, as a
The
kid
fact
runs
that
up,
he didn't immediately run away is good news, I guess, right? He didn't run in fear at seeing us.
The concern, though, is, Dad, there's a clown with a bunch of weird people around the corner.
I'm just gonna walk towards where the kid ran off to. You know, think military style marching, just following.
Stuck.
I feel like you shouldn't just chase after him, Vantalord. Like, maybe we wait in the entrance.
I'm not running. I'm walking calmly.
Yeah, but you're just walking into someone's house. Do you do that
like the
uninvited?
Michael Myers walk.
I'm just saying maybe we should wait here until they come back and talk to us instead of looking like we're intruding in their house. Do you have manners?
Well,
I'd like to go to the table though.
Wait, is
The
Raja here?
raised platform.
Yeah. So Raja appeared in the leaves appear and unfold, and Raja's there as you guys are just walking into the door, opening up, and then he sees all this unfold, and he kind of emerges from behind.
Raja,
you
what
guys.
happened? How'd you end up here? I thought you were trapped on the other side of the door.
I hit the giant golem with fire, and then he opened the door for me, or it unlocked.
What giant golem?
There was a golem with earth, air, fire, water, I'm guessing, on his shield. And so I just cast burning hands on him, and he was like, "Oh, thank you," and unlocked the door.
Just
So
like
then I came in. Yep, but Daniel stayed back because he didn't want to die.
Oh.
That's probably wise. Either way, I'm just saying, Vantalord, if somebody came into your castle and they just walked right in instead of waiting to be greeted, how would your family have treated them?
Well, here's a follow-up question then. We all saw that sculpture that was inviting us in. We took the invitation.
It was a carving of a person. I'm gonna wait until there's like a real person that.
Yeah, that also was not necessarily the entrance to their house.
Right. We just walked in this door. We just pushed.
We also don't know if this is their house, though. We don't know
anything. I'm just saying, he went to go get his dad. I don't want to look suspicious if the dad comes back and is like, why are you just traipsing through the house? Or this place, or this whatever we are. If nobody knew we were here, then that'd be different.
That's called breaking and entering.
Right.
Yeah, right.
So what you would
exactly. You can keep going. I'm gonna wait right here. Especially if there's some sort of ties to my family or the clan or my druidic roots. I don't want to stir the pot before we even walk in.
I have a feeling the pot's already gonna be stirred because, like you
can
said,
keep
there's
walking.
there's five people in this group that they had no idea where we were coming to begin with. We have no idea where we're at, and they could be going and getting an entire army of people, and I'd at least much rather catch them a little off guard than them catch us off guard by potentially large numbers.
If we have to fight an entire army of a group, we're sort of screwed anyways. So we might as well try and talk our way out of it.
Well, as one of my uncles once said, today's a good day to die. Okay. And I'd much rather go down trying to protect us than us being caught off guard.
I'm gonna sit down with Bear in the entryway.
Vantalord, are you continuing forward?
I'm gonna continue forward until I get through that doorway and then obviously Vantalord doesn't know that there's stairs, but if I come up against a stairwell or a door, I'm just gonna kind of just find a spot to sit and watch, so that way I can try to at least yell if I see something coming around.
Okay. To your left, Vantalord, when you pass that first archway, to your left you see where it looks like the wall had collapsed in. There's stone that has fallen. It's still just it's a wall of stone instead of a smooth built carved stone. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Raja, are you still staying by the stone table here? Or what are you doing, Raja?
I'm checking it out, yeah.
Okay.
I'm checking out what's on it or by it or...
Okay. So on
I'm not going to take anything.
Okay. On it you see a lantern and some papers. The papers look to be either abstract drawings or very childlike drawings. It looks to be drawn out of some kind of coal type substance, a bit more of a powdery, chalky blackness that smudges pretty easy. Pretty good ability to just discern that the boy that was throwing stones at the door was probably also doodling on these papers, using the lantern to light the area. There is also a wooden chest to the side and unlit torches on the wall.
I'll check out the chest.
Okay.
Oh.
No, you're good. And then Cricket, you sat down with Bear. What is Rihu and Jubilee doing?
I'm going to follow about 15 to 20 feet behind Vantalord.
I was actually going to do the same, so I will walk with Jubilee.
Okay. Hand in hand, Jubilee and Rihu move forward.
And I'm definitely swinging his hand way too hard while we're walking.
And you're not a kid, so it comes up way too high.
I'm curious too, Roy. I don't know if there's anything around that I'm just observing this whole entrance room too. If there's any other engravings or markings on the wall or signage or anything like that that I can pick up?
Yeah, in this area, what you see are, even looking forward, you see that there are a lot of broken objects, whether they be barrels or otherwise. It looks like this place hasn't been kept up very well. The area that you're in, this hallway, you see a lot of imagery or like pictographs of nature. Some of them are more rudimentary, kind of more basic. Others are very well done. And it's just the expanse of nature, kind of like a from the in the beginning kind of thing, as you see this imagery from a single point start to grow and grow, and it's just this imagery that spreads about the beauty of nature, trees and animals, but there's no secrecy to what nature is. So at times, as you're studying the wall, you see that there's an animal attacking another animal, right? So it's not just the beauty of nature with a pretty flower, but that the life is feeding other life as it grows and morphs.
The balance of nature is just as beautiful. To Cricket.
Raja, do you open up the chest?
Yeah.
Okay. So the hinges squeak and squeal as you open them. And when you do, you find a few objects on the inside. Inside...
Can't take you people anywhere.
Inside, you find a couple pouches. One of the pouches is a bit heavier than the other one. One of them, clearly, you jingle it, and there's coin in it. The other one, when you open it, carefully, you untie it, you pull it back, you look at it, and there seems to be separate pouches inside of it, or little compartments sewn in there, and it looks like different types of plants on the inside of that pouch. Not like dried or preserved plants on the inside.
Yeah. And that's everything?
Mm-hmm.
Then I'll leave it there for now, but I'll remember what's in there in case something goes down and I don't like those people.
Okay, so you set both pouches back in
Take
there
their money.
and close it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna check for a false bottom, actually.
Okay, you touch and feel around and you poke and jiggle your dagger in there a little bit, and it's a real bottom. You pick it up and you can tell where the bottom is correct.
Okay. And then I'll just go over by Vantilord.
Okay. You make your way up by Vantilord. Vantilord, moments later, the little boy makes his way back. He goes, my dad said you're not supposed to be here.
Well, that's kind of a dilemma because where we just came through had a sculpture that had hands reaching out to us, kind of inviting us here. Do you know a way back, or can we talk with your dad?
I don't know, and I'm not supposed to talk to you. And he said that you need to go, and you're not welcomed here. And he just trails off.
Well, I'm not taking no for an answer. I'm gonna follow him. And I look back at Cricket, I'm like, I'm gonna follow him. He's not giving us answers.
I'm gonna run back, grab that pouch of money.
Okay.
And then also I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
On here, when I go to the limited use in the actions.
Yep.
D&D Beyond, yep. My Burning Hands is not on there, so do you want me to keep my Burning Hands the same way it was on RPG Scribe? Because here it's at will, and I don't have a limit on it.
Yeah, same way.
Okay, so just once per long rest.
If that's what it was, then yes. Yep.
I think so.
Okay. So Vandalord's continuing to go forward. What about the rest of you?
Is he just, you're just going forward and following?
Well, yeah, there's a little stairwell, and the kid kind of disappeared around a corner and says that we're not supposed to be here, and said his dad won't talk to us and won't give us any information. So I'm hoping he'll at least lead him to his lead. I'm hoping he will lead us to his dad.
Where we first came in, there was no other paths, right? We were just in a room.
There was
Yeah,
no
what
other
did that
paths.
room look like on the outside of the door?
Stone, like
The only thing in front of us was the door.
was the door. Yep.
Well, we have no choice to continue forward then, because it's the only way we can go here.
I would like to follow where this kid came from. But like non-threateningly.
So Vandalord is moving forward. Jubilee's following behind. Raja, you're following behind, I believe. Rihu.
Yeah, I just went to go grab the money bag and then I was following.
Okay. Rihu, are you following?
Correct.
And Cricket and Bear, are you still sitting at the entry?
Gosh. I don't want to be associated with them. I think she like I mean I think she's like she's oh yeah. Mostly because I feel like she's thinking about how this is like the first chance she's had to learn anything and she doesn't want to screw it up. So she's being like extra cautious.
Mm-hmm.
You said there was just like the doodles that the kid was drawing.
Yeah, you haven't
There's
seen
not-
them yet, but there's, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's doodles of some sort.
I think I guess I'll slowly move in that direction, but I want to like linger in this room a little bit longer and maybe see if there's anything that I can learn about them.
Okay.
Or the boy's name, or like literally anything that would make it feel like I'm not barging into a stranger's house.
Okay. So as the other four of you continue forward, you do see the boy disappear. He's standing directly in front of you for a moment, Vandalord, as you come around that corner. And you see... Roll a perception check to see if you catch this.
Okay. Oh, which dice is not going to fail me today? Ouch. Total of 13.
13. So as you start to enter or approach that archway, you see the boy turn the corner, but something shifts. As it almost looks like he hunches over. You swear you see, and then you confirm. You're like, no, that's what it, and so you see a rat as he then takes off. And you start to hear this loud squeaking and chirping noise.
But I saw him take off to what would
So
be
as
the
he
left.
hooked left, you saw what looked like him hunching over and then turn into a rat and take off.
Well, I guess time for this short little dwarf to move with a purpose. I run after it. I go from walking to running.
Okay. As your little legs take off, you turn the corner and you see this giant rat. For the lack of anachronisms, it is the giant rats from Princess Bride, like giant 3-4 foot
rodents of unusual sizes.
Like this is a giant rat. In this room, you notice.
My name is Inigo Montoya.
You see a doorway in front of you, an archway in front of you, that has a broken wall, and multiple statues in this room, along with the boy to your left. Well, the rat to your left. You start to hear loud, abnormally loud, squeaking, but almost like a vocal type of yelling. Not quite radish, but not human either.
I just yell out, like I said earlier, we need to talk to your dad.
You see him just look side to side, over and over, unsure what to do. The rat backed into this corner, seemingly not understanding, just
I walk up to it.
Right.
Being that he's not moving, I'm gonna go from running to walking.
Okay. As you slowly approach, is anyone doing anything else?
Raja would like to make perception checks throughout to see if there's any more, really anything, but what he's looking for is more of them statue things. Did Raja see him turn into a rat? Also?
Standing in the group that you are and behind Vantalord, you wouldn't have directly seen it, but if Vantalord relayed it to you, you would have known. I don't know, Vantalord, did you relay that?
In how short of the time it happened? No, I wouldn't have.
Okay.
Yeah, then I'll just look for them stone murals or passageways or doors or anything that can help us get around.
Okay. So as you all enter this area, Vantalord's approaching the rat. Raja, as you get closer, you do start to see more, whether they are or not, you see identical statues that you encountered out front or up top. Vantalord, as you continue to approach, a humanoid. Where's my light? From this side over here, from around the corner, jumps in front of the rat. As he does, he stands on his back legs, a long rat tail with these huge muscular arms, a rat head and body, but standing on his back legs. You see him hunching over, just he's clearly frustrated that you're here. What even the common folk would relate to a were-rat.
I look it square in the eyes and say, obviously, this is your son. We need to talk. And I don't have my hands towards my shield on my back or my sword. So I'm not in a defensive stance and I'm not in an aggressive stance, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. The were-rat in front of you lunges forward to make an attack. Is 18 hit?
No, 18 does not hit. I didn't even have to look at my stat sheet for that one.
So the were rat swings, his claws brush against your shield, no damage caused.
Do you really want to do this, whoever you are?
You can go ahead and roll for initiative. Or it's actually your turn. That was his turn, so go ahead and then roll.
I let out a sigh. I'm like, if this is the way that you want to go, I grab my sword and I take a swing at him. But here's the thing. I do not want to hit him. I want to come within about 3 or 4 inches of him, just enough to intimidate him into talking. So I'm taking all my control just to swing my sword to show that I mean what I want, but I'm not going to attack him or hit him.
So instead of rolling an attack roll for intimidation.
Wow, my dice didn't fail me. I rolled the dirty 20. Oh, and they can't see the map.
No, they can't. So, he steps back and he shoos the rat off to the side. And he just makes his noises at you. So you can clearly you've made a presence with him. You are currently the one engaged. The other 3 of you hear Vantalord making these statements. You're all within 30 feet of Vantalord, except for Cricket, who's back at the table. Cricket, as you're looking at those papers, kind of just looking around, you don't pick up a whole lot of information, but the images themselves, these kind of charcoal-like drawings, seems to be pretty rudimentary, but you see like little stick figure people, they're smudged and paper's all crinkled, and some of them though do have kind of like these hunched curves with like a line that comes off the back of the curve and little circles at the other end. Kind of looks like some kind of rudimentary like animal drawing of sorts.
Are any of the figures or animals or anything doing anything, like, or is there, like sometimes when kids draw their like family, they're like holding hands or something like that? I don't know, are any of them like that, or are they just drawings of these figures on their own?
Well, it depends. So some of them, none of them show real clear emotion, right? Because it's charcoal and it's smudged and crinkled. When there's multiple people, they seem to be laying down instead of standing up. And then there's like I said, the kind of that rudimentary animal weird drawing. Sometimes there's a solo person or separation and there's 2 people. Never like people together, unless they're laying down.
And there's no other like books or any other things in this room that would
not in this room
have info, and no name on the paper at all, no words or letters or runes or characters. Okay.
No.
I'm waiting.
You're waiting? Okay. So back over to here. Vantalord, you intimidated him. The other 3, you heard him make these comments to try to calm this were-rat. Go ahead and Vantalord, go ahead and roll for initiative. As all of you are now in initiative. Well, the 4 of you.
I rolled a 5.
I rolled a 6. The were-rat will again
Video
lunge
proof for that roll.
Let's see here. He will grab the sword from his side and lunge forward to attack you. Not heeding your message at all.
I let out a sigh. Fine, you want to do this the hard way.
That is a...
Thanks for the new sub, Canadian H Gamer.
Hey, thank you. 19 to hit.
That one does hit.
Okay. He lands the sword, finding just the right spot, and that will be 5 points of slashing damage.
Well, that's the way that you want to go. I grab my trusty longsword. I'm like, this is your last chance. And I take a full swing on it. I'm swinging to attack.
Okay.
I gave you a warning. Does a 25 hit?
Oh, yeah, maybe.
And I need a D8. Where is a D8? All these dice and no D8. Okay. And 11 points of damage.
All right. You take
I have
a
a +4.
large slash across his shoulder and chest. It steps back, but not stepping completely back, but you definitely hit it hard as it just digs its heels in even more. What about the other three of you? As you start to hear swords clang.
Raj would
I'm
like to.
running right up.
Okay, both of you running up. Who's doing what? And Raja, are you going up the same way Vantalord went?
Is there room?
Yeah, there's room to
Like,
step
are these
beside it.
corridors big enough?
Yep, just big enough for the
Okay,
two
then
of you
yes.
to be side by side. And Jubilee, are you following the same way? Or
Yes.
are you going on the same way?
Oh, by the way, I
I'm
get 2
going around to
attacks
the
now
left.
for action.
What's that, Vantalord?
I actually have, with my level up, I get 2 attacks per action.
Oh. You may as well take your second one. As everyone starts to run up around you, you take your second swing.
Yep, I was like, this is your last chance, and that if I swing 3 times, I'm probably gonna get you. And that is a 22.
22 to hit?
Mm-hmm.
That hits.
And that's another 9 points of damage.
Okay. You start to hear a squeaking and squealing behind him. You see this large giant rat reappear.
Oh,
As the other three of you now see this were-rat standing about 5.5 feet tall, this humanoid shape, but yet rat form with this long rat tail. Vantalord taking 2 swings at it now, clearly gashing it heavily along the chest. What do you guys do?
how injured does it look? Because I think I'm pretty aware that this thing is this kid's dad, and I don't want to kill it.
Pretty bloody at this point.
Oh, okay,
White
okay,
bloody.
okay.
I don't know if this is a rule that we have with the system we're using or not, but can you do non-lethal damage at any
With-
point?
As long as you call it before you hit.
Can you do non-lethal magic damage? Because I know that most of the time the answer is no.
Depends on what that magic is. With like magic missile, no. It just does damage. I mean, if you get
Right.
creative maybe and like break a branch above someone's head, you might be able to get away with it, but it just depends on the magic.
Okay.
What's up?
Can I make a non-lethal rapier attack? Like, does the damage stay the same?
So
as a rapier, because that's a flat sword.
So rapier you normally stab with. So you'd be slapping with it, right? Slapping with it to try to knock them out. So if the damage would have killed them, you're knocking them out instead.
Yeah, but the damage stays the same even though it's non-lethal.
Yep. You're just purposely like hitting them with the hilt of the sword or the flat side, or you're trying to knock them out.
Okay. 16.
16. 16 hits. And you stayed on this side, so there's no sneak attack, no advantage.
No. And that is 8 damage.
8 damage. You slap him across the head with the side of your rapier. You see his head shake as it just kind of rattled his head. He drops down to a knee, but he's still holding his sword. There's still a little bit of fight left in him.
Can I look at him and say, "This is your final chance"?
You can, yeah.
We just want to talk.
Rihu and Jubilee.
I'm just too scared to do enough damage to kill it, so I think I'm going to... I'll hold my action. If I see it go to attack one of my friends and like take a real good hit, then I'll do something. But I don't... You know what? I'm going to cast Bane on it.
Okay, what's Bane do?
Target must roll a d4 and subtract the number from its attack roll or saving throw. So it has to make a charisma save.
So you're not causing damage, you're just impairing.
Yeah, it doesn't do any damage, it just does worse when it attacks.
Okay.
And has to make saves.
So I got a 5 on the charisma save.
Oh, well that's gonna fail by a lot.
Okay. So then if he has to do a save, then there'll be a reduction to the save.
Saves and attack rolls,
Saves and attack rolls, okay. Perfect. Rihu.
This might be stupid, but can I try and like grapple him, like since he's in combat with Vanillord from the side or behind?
Yep.
Essentially trying to disarm him.
Yeah. So you come up, you're used to fights. You've been in a few yourself, toughled a bit. You know that he's trying to defend one side already. You wiggle, protecting yourself, wiggle past his backside, and you go ahead and roll the grapple. So go ahead and roll a strength check.
Strength check, alright. Alright, you rolled a 15.
Ooh, this would be close. Strength. Oh, so close. 14. Oh. Yeah, that's not an attack. Yeah, he rolled a 14, so he failed. You grapple him, you get your arms locked under his, you hold him, you got him now secured.
Alright.
Can I try to talk to him, like or will that have to be on my next action?
So we will say that combat is suspended now with Rihu locking his arms up from behind.
He's immobilized.
Yep. He can still fight. He can still try to get out of it. So there's not fully. It's just suspended. You're not done with combat. He still might break out of it.
Right, because I want to try something. Would Raja know about the thief network of the undersewers in like big cities and how that's where a lot of the rare rats are from? Because I was thinking I might try to talk to him in Thieves' Camp. See if like he came from somewhere there and that's why he's got all these ideologies about humans are destroying the nature.
I mean, you can try anything you want. You don't have to ask me. You can try it. I just can't guarantee
quite
you
the
the
list
outcome.
of languages. Yeah, so I'll try talking to him in Thieves' Camp. So I think that'd be the only one he understands.
All I ask,
other than
Skylar,
common.
all I ask is that you show me what that looks like.
Give me a number 1 through 5.
5.
That's German. I'll be right.
Thieves' Cant is symbol, hand gestures.
Oh.
You muted yourself. You like unmuted, muted.
Is Thieves' Cant just hand signals?
I think so. Hand symbols and symbols, like drawings. Maybe some words. I don't know. Make it up. Do whatever you want with it. You want it to be words, make it words.
Can't is whatever you want, yeah. Raja. None of us speak it, so you get to decide.
Absolutely. It is your language right
See,
now.
my problem is I don't even speak it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, do something. Say, make it
what
fun.
What are hand signs even?
More jazz hands. More jazz hands.
That's Thieves' Cant.
I don't know.
We were
I'll just go like
having a full-blown conversation during Vangelord, during Tom's recap, right? It was just us.
Thought you were swearing at me for a second. Dang. No.
So I'll just go like this. I'll point to myself and then point to him, and then I'll link these fingers here, and that's saying basically along the lines of I don't want to hurt you, and we should be together in peace, kind of a thing, like a bond.
With his arms locked up,
if he does anything.
He looks at you, and you see this inquisitive look come over his face. Like, clearly he's thinking. And he jerks his arms, and he's going to make an attempt to get out. So go ahead and roll another strength check. That Bane is only attacks and saves, right? Not checks? Okay. So, Rihu,
yeah, not regular checks.
Go ahead and roll another strength check. Rihu.
Oh, I'm sorry. My God, I was zoning out. 17 this time.
God darn it! You feel his arms tighten up, and he's just making his rat sounds. His tail is flicking between your legs, like slapping your ankles, as he's trying to just. But you got him firm, like it's not going anywhere. And he's bleeding, and he's just exhausted as he's trying to just break free.
I'll say, we'll let you go if you just talk to us. I won't say that out loud, but I'll be. Yep. So I'll go like this for everybody, and then like break. And then you, and then talk, and then this again.
And
so like we'll break you out we'll let you go if you talk to us.
Whether he recognizes it or he's just so exhausted as his chest is still bleeding, you feel him loosen it in your arms, Rihu. He looks at you, Raja. Scratching his nose. And he just looks at you, and you see his eyes get heavy and heavier. As he then, in his rat language, says something back, but it's just all squeaks and squeals. And then he just passes out. And as he passes out, the arms change. They reduce in size. They go back to regular human skin as his body morphs back into a man's body
I'll let him go at this point too.
as he falls heavy against the floor.
Is the little boy still back there? Because he would know what his dad said.
Yeah, right behind Rihu. This rat back here is pressed against the wall. Just
I'm going to hold out one of my rations for the little rat. Hey, listen. We didn't really want to hurt him. He kind of attacked us.
you see him scurrying in and out of your sight, in and out. Like, you don't know what's over there. You just in and out, just like a rat stuck in a corner.
Oh. How do we get him to change back? He's mad at us.
I'll just say some. I'll just say one. Good.
From the like area where Cricket is kind of hanging out, have any sounds of any of this stuff that's been happening carried back to that area?
Definitely. When the combat started to kick off, you would have definitely started to hear bits of that. It's probably a good, I don't know, 60 to 100 feet away from you and around some corners and walls and doors. So it's going to be dampened a little bit with all the stone. But you definitely would have started to hear that. When the sword started flying, you would have started to hear it.
I think upon hearing sounds of swords, Cricket would probably have sighed and like reluctantly walked towards it, not knowing what she was gonna stumble into.
Okay. As you do, you come into a scene where they are holding, or not holding anymore. Raja Rihu had just set this man down on the ground. So you see this man on the ground who is battered, bruised, and bloody on the ground in front of the three of the guys.
Well, what the heck? Did you just kill this person whose home we invaded?
He's not dead. He's not dead.
No.
Oh,
We didn't kill anybody.
He doesn't look like he's in the greatest shape.
He swung first, and we restrained him.
Well, I mean, wouldn't you?
I warned him several times.
Into your home?
I'm gonna turn to the kid and the rat, by the way, right now, and just kind of reiterate the same things I just said. That, listen, we easily could have done more damage than we did, and we're just lost and confused, and we don't know where we are.
We were really just looking for a way out, and then you all acted like we were just...
Why are you talking to a rat?
That's the kid.
I'm sorry, the kid is the rat?
Yeah.
When did he become a rat?
When his dad also became a rat.
This guy was a rat?
Yeah.
He was a were-rat, actually.
He was a were-rat?
Yeah.
Right there, of course.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Is the kid rat? You said he's just cowering in the corner back and forth?
He's just having a moment. I'm trying to feed him and he's just freaking out.
Is he making any noises?
Just for you, it's very clear that the signs of panic and fear and like a rat stuck in a corner. Like he is.
One of the features that I have is also being able to understand and decipher beasts.
Okay.
So I don't know if that helps me learn any more about his body language other than he's just scared, but
yeah. So it reads differently. And you pick up on this. It reads differently because it's not an actual rat, but a lot of the same mannerisms stick around. So he's looking and chirping or squeaking both in a sense of fear and panic. You can pick up that there's some anxiety, but also almost like looking for others.
Has he been like this the whole time? When did he turn into a rat?
We came around the corner and, well, actually, really, we heard Vantalord fighting with somebody, and then when Rihu and I came around the corner, he was already fighting a giant rat, so it must have happened pretty quick.
I started following the child through. I saw him hunch over and change, and then I kind of ran after him, yelling, "We just need to talk." And that's when his father came out and decided to swing at me. I warned him several times. He did not heed my warning. I told him we just need to talk and figure out how to get out of here.
What does the dad look like, the guy on the ground?
Very similar to how the boy looked. Longer, darker hair. He's fully clothed and very much bloody, though. He's definitely been struck, and he is still slightly bleeding. But he looks kind of rugged. I mean, he looks unkept.
Okay, let's do this. I'm gonna go over to the guy that looks bloody, the dad, and I'm gonna cast Lay on Hands on him, and I'm gonna heal him for 10 points of health. I have a 25-point pool. I'm gonna heal him for 10 points.
Okay. The wounds start to close, and the blood starts to dry. His breathing becomes more regular, and he is sustained.
Does he wake up or like come to consciousness?
Not quite in the moment. The rat moves closer and closer, ultimately changing back into the boy.
So I look at the boy and I'm like, we gonna talk now?
Why would I talk to you when you've done that? That is horrible.
I originally told you that all we wanted to do is talk. I had no intention of attacking.
At all. I think I need to go get the others is what I think I need to do.
Do you really want
What do you
to
mean?
that?
What do you mean others? Are there more of you here?
Oh yes, there are more. There are some, but I need to go now.
The more you call, the more are just gonna get hurt because they don't understand the situation.
We just wanna we can't get out. We're trapped here. We got sort of like teleported here.
Yeah.
We don't know how to get out.
Yeah, we're trapped too because the people that brought us here, they didn't tell us how to get out, and they haven't been here for a long time. But I shouldn't even be telling you. Oh, I mean, that was. I gotta go now. I gotta find the others.
Okay, tell the others that we would like to help them find the way out.
Do you have like a mom as well? Where's your mom at?
What is, and he just stops. No. None of us knew each other before this place. We were just brought here, and we could never do this before.
You mean change into a rat?
Rats?
He looks at both of you. Yeah, that. And you look at him, and he's calm and a little bit more. You know, he's a lot closer now, and you see these big, 2 giant buck teeth, just this freckled face. We couldn't do this before, and then we were brought here, and some kind of testing or something, they called themselves some name, something about whispering or something, I don't know, and they did this thing to us, and we could never find the way out of here.
You mean people made you like this? You've not just always been like this?
I think that's what I just said. I mean, I know I'm scared. Sorry. But and his breathing is
You
still...
don't have to apologize. This is like we just like barged in while you were doodling and hanging out with your dad. We're sorry for interrupting.
Oh,
we're just trying to figure out how to get out of here
that's
too.
Not my dad.
I thought you said it was your dad.
No, we don't know each other. None of us know each other. We're just all brought here.
You said your dad.
Insight check. What?
You said your dad didn't want to talk.
I'm gonna cast Zone of Truth, and you create a magical zone that guards against deception in a 15-foot radius, centered on the point of choice within range, and I'm gonna cast it on him.
Is this where you figure out again, Dad?
And I'm gonna ask him again, and he can't lie, so. He does have a saving roll of 12. So the question is you told us he was your dad. Now you just told us he wasn't. Is he or is he not your dad?
I mean, maybe to tone down your aggressiveness, Vantalord.
Doesn't matter. He can't lie to me.
I don't care. Don't be aggressive to the kid. He's a child.
I wasn't trying to be aggressive to his dad, and his dad attacked me. And I tried telling him that I just wanted to talk. I warned him twice before I even swung.
Is he compelled to talk?
Yeah. He can't.
No. Or is he compelled to talk?
Yeah. He just can't lie. It doesn't make him answer questions.
A creature cannot speak a deliberate lie while in range. You know whether each creature succeeds or fails on its saving throw. So, yeah, just guards against deception. So, he doesn't have to talk, but...
I don't know why I should tell you anything.
I'm gonna look at him.
So he has to tell the truth.
Don't listen to this guy. Don't listen to this guy. He's just really... He's having a bad day. I made him come through the wall with me, and now we're stuck here, so I think he's mad about that. But I know what it's like to be really confused and not know or remember everything, like where you came from. And so, trust me, we are just trying to figure out how to get back to where we were and what brought us here and how we got here and what even this place is. And if somebody did this to you and you hurt you without, you knowing, we want to help.
Well, there are a lot of rooms in this place. It is very large. I was always told to not go to the lower level because that's where the bad stuff happened. So I've never been down there. But most of us, some of them go down there. They try to figure out how to undo this. Some areas are tricky to get through. Why am I... And he just shuts his mouth.
Yeah, that's all right. You know what? It's been a really traumatic day, so you don't have to tell us anything you don't want. But anything you can show us to help us maybe find the way out, or if there's anyone we should talk to.
I mean...
Maybe you can lead the way?
There's only like 6 others. Well, and he takes up his hands. 4 others. 2 of us are here. There's like 4 others around. I haven't seen them for a while. I think they're still alive.
Are you all able to control when you turn, or is that something that not all of you are like in control of?
When you're in your rat form,
mm-hmm.
Are you just angry, like you just have, you just like attack lots of things? Do you remember what it's like when you are change?
And you can see him try to like fight back the urge to talk. Even when Vantalord was asking him things, it was a little bit easier to fight it off because of Vantalord's frustration, but even then, like, it's as if he wants to share, but he's not. So
you know what? You could just think about it. Maybe, when it comes to you, that's fine. I don't know. Do you like dogs? And like I purposely have sort of been like hiding Bear behind me, but Bear can turn into like that very cute, pretend like lovable therapy dog. I mean, this is my friend Bear, and I'm gonna get down and be like, if you want to pet him, you can.
No.
You don't like dogs?
No.
I can see.
I don't mean to. Sorry.
Wait, he can't lie technically.
Oh. He would have normally said it much nicer, but no, he can't lie, so he's like,
Is somebody making you not talk right now?
No, I just don't want to talk, but I do want to talk, but I don't. Anyways, there's some hallway stuff I can show you guys, but then I just want to find.
Is there somewhere we can put your dad so that like while he's healing?
How about you just
so he's not just lying on the floor in his own blood?
Well, we have a nest area.
A nest?
Yeah.
Oh, let's go put him in the nest.
I mean, that might be a spot for him to be able to lay down. It's kind of hard to get through there. Usually we have to change our shape in order to...
Okay.
Well, when you do change your shape, you get bigger. So is it bigger or is it small?
What if we just put a bedroll down and he can lay on it?
He smiles like, rats can squeeze. It's smaller, but that's why.
If you take us near there, maybe we can just leave him like near the entrance or something, so that if he wakes up and changes, he can go lay down.
Oh, no one sleeps in the nest. Why am I talking?
Oh no.
Nobody sleeps in the nest. Then where do you sleep?
He seems like frustrated that he can't say anything except for what he's saying.
Listen, we're not going to do anything bad with this information. We just want to figure out how to get back and keep you all safe, honestly, because other than this guy attacking us pretty bad, none of you have done anything wrong.
Just to confirm, this zone of truth that you cast, Vantalord, 15-foot radius, does it impact all of us?
Yes, it does.
Just making sure.
Yep, every single one of us.
Except that... Yeah. Yeah. Vantalord, Raja, and Jubilee are just outside of that.
I don't know if you already introduced yourself to them, but my name is Cricket. This is my best friend Bear. These are my friends too.
Myself.
They have names as well.
I introduced myself before, and he seemed uninterested.
I'm just gonna sit in quiet because this whole situation is just wild right now for Rihu, like, to comprehend what's happening.
So will you take him to the nest?
If you show us where it is, we will.
Okay, I don't know which one of you will be able to fit through to take him there.
Will you have some...
I dig holes.
I can help. I can probably do it.
Okay.
Vantalord is the shortest of us all.
He's a little wide. His armor is too big.
Who? Vantalord.
Well, if there's one thing dwarves can do, we can dig holes. So if I need to make a hole bigger, I will.
So if you'll take him, I'll show you. I'll show you the way.
That'd be great, thanks.
Okay, and he just like takes off.
He's a kid now, right? Even though he's a rat here.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's a kid. But he just like takes off.
Yeah.
And with that, we will go ahead and take our 5-minute break. This is going by crazy fast. So we will go ahead and take a 5-minute break and be back then and pick up with the group heading through this place.
Oh, yeah.
This what, Rory? This what?
This place. This place.
Ooh.
Just let some extra details slip, you know?
Yeah, almost.
Almost.
Yes, Elhawk. Omitting information is a gray area. But not speaking is always an option as well. Gronk, I definitely know the feeling of not being able to keep up when messages are going out.
are some days where I love living on the edge of town. But then there are some days I hate it because I've got 4 or 5 deer in my backyard at any given day, and my older dog loves to bark at them and chase them. And deer are actually really dangerous for dogs.
I don't particularly know what's going on in my yard because it never happens while I'm home. But I bring my dog into the backyard to like go to the bathroom and all that stuff, and something's killing birds in my yard. This is the second one in like 3 days. But it's not my dog because I go out with him. So I don't know what it is.
Interesting. Yeah, so my older dog, the one that when he needs to use the out, gets up on my lap and gets very, very annoying. When he was a puppy, his older brother chased after deer, got attacked by the deer, and actually paralyzed one of his legs right in front of him. So a little PTSD. So every time he sees deer, he goes absolutely bonkers.
Oh, poor little baby.
It's utterly annoying. Because then he just wants to chase them all the time.
Just a note, I am here. I'm just on dog duty because I'm alone tonight here, so I will jump back in a minute.
Yeah, because your wife's with my wife. Correct?
Who is also with Rory's wife.
I know. They left all 3 of us unsupervised.
Oh boy.
I feel a little left out of girl time, but that's cool.
Move to Minnesota.
Man, that's kind of probably what it boils down. You're probably more than welcome if you, just move here.
Uh-huh.
It's not that hard. You just move here. This winter, we haven't had one yet, so it's not like you're going to experience that.
Yeah.
So. Winter's not a thing in Minnesota anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I was able to take the boat out.
Record snow last year and no snow this year. It's a fun,
Well, so fun fact, Ryder, of the last 3 winters besides this one, they were in the top 10 snowfalls each of the last 3 winters.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
And this year, I think we've had a total of 2 inches of snow?
Well, I see the news started referring to this as the lost winter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And on the note of being lost, like Raja and his camera, we are going to start again. And we will go ahead and pick up where we left off.
Cheese stick.
We did not leave
I
off
just
with
always
cheese
love
sticks.
when Skylar comes from the background of his camera. Yeah, he just pops through. It's great.
I'm making chocolate milk.
Ooh, that actually sounds really good.
Nice.
There's no more milk.
Oh,
Not saying you're a child, but you're a child.
Did you just say there's no more milk? So are you making chocolate?
Remember this comment?
No, there's no milk anymore.
Where we've all been left unsupervised? That includes Raja.
Mm-hmm.
One in the same as
Yep.
Skylar.
Oh.
Yep. I've already told Emily for April Fool's Day she needs to find a Hershey's bottle and just fill it with water and take it to the gym because that's one of her kickboxing days, and just be drinking water out of a Hershey's syrup bottle.
That'd actually be pretty funny. All right, so we pick up where we left off. Usually a good spot. You guys, all of you, with this injured man in your arms, are in a tight corridor. Some broken walls with stone that has been exposed. These various statues. Raja, the statues look very familiar to you, as they each have the elemental symbols on them. Also familiar to you as well, Cricket, just more nature-based in that way you recognize the symbols. Even from a young age in the clan, that would have been taught to recognize the elements of nature. How do you guys proceed? Zip through? Try to find the boy? Are you taking it slow? How do you guys want to go?
I think we're just following. Yeah, if we can follow behind him, I think try and follow as closely behind him as we can.
What is the marching order?
I will go early in the order.
Yeah.
I think I kind of like to stay in the middle somewhere.
I think if I'm following right behind him, like as long as I can see him in front of me, I think Cricket would probably go first, right in front. Even if that's not the smartest choice.
Okay.
I feel at this point that boy's scared of me, so I'm gonna go last.
Okay.
I was the one that restrained him, so that makes sense. That I'd be right there.
I think.
You're second, right, Rihu? Yeah. What's up, Raja?
Yeah, I'll just follow along.
What? Cricket, this place is absolutely foreign to you. There's no memory that you can think of that seems familiar about this place. It could be because of the decay that has set in, or you just have never been here. And each of you start to get a little bit more not comfortable, but you're starting to get the feel of this place. But there are still a lot of oddities that are a bit unique. So as you proceed forward, you see broken barrels. I am not going to be able to navigate you all through this mess. The stone that protrudes through the wall, the roots that are emerging. Some barrels do seem to still be intact.
As we pass barrels, I'm just gonna randomly hit one.
Okay.
Maybe break it. Not just enough to just be random.
Okay. You walk up to one.
That's kind of the mood I'm in.
You hit one, and when you break it, the top one here, you hit that and it breaks. And at first, some grain seems to be pouring out of it. When then finally, behind that grain, you can start to see that it had started to rot and go bad. What seems like a long time ago, as the stench starts to pour out from there. I don't know that it's whatever bug you would say. I don't think it's not maggots, but just whatever kind of bug gets into your grain.
Weevil.
Weevil, thank you. Have already leave it to the druid. The weevil get into the grain, and you can tell that the only grain that was left was right there next to the front of it. The rest has already been destroyed. There is a large chest in front of you, up a small set of stairs, and a door to the right.
Is that where he went?
Seemingly it's the only place he could have gone, unless there's some kind of secret passage. This is literally the only place this tunnel has gone.
So we lost sight of him, you're saying?
Yeah, as soon as he said he was gonna leave, he left. Oh yeah, and he's gone. So he took off. You were here, you just went up this corridor here. And here's the door and the chest.
Well, I'm gonna go up at the chest. Why not? At this point, there's 6 people. They were forced here. It's not their chest. I'm gonna open it.
Okay. The man left behind, or set down, you walk up to the chest. As you open it, it opens fairly easy. You pull it out from the table, and the lock isn't locked. It's just hanging there. You open it up, the dust. There inside is a pouch, a decent sized pouch, in fact, as well as a quiver of arrows.
Quivers usually have 6 arrows in them?
In this quiver, I think they hold 30, but in this quiver, there's 20. You
Does
do
anybody
notice.
else have bows?
I used to have I have a crossbow on me, and I used to have a longbow at some point.
I think I also have a crossbow.
I have a short bow. That's it.
Yeah, I have a crossbow.
Oh, I give the arrows to Raja because a short bow should be able to shoot him.
Raja, you do notice when
Thank
he hands
you.
you the quiver with the arrows, they each have different fletching colors on them. There's 5 of each color. There's white fletching, brown fletching, blue fletching, and red fletching.
Okay.
What's in the pouch? What's in the pouch?
As you open up the pouch, there is, again, more pockets within this pocket. And there's more dried and preserved plants inside of there.
Well, this looks like something a druid would use. I toss it to Cricket. Maybe you could use this.
Do I recognize any of the herbs in here?
As you go ahead and roll a nature check. As you start to look at them.
Nature? 21.
21. You do recognize some of them. Some of them that where did I put this? Okay, I don't know where I put it. Oh, Laurel. Laurel, right? Is that how I say it? Laurel? Okay. Some of them that you know Laurel, your mother, had taught you about growing up. She would, some of them were hard to find, so she told you more, or showed you more pictures of them. But one of them is called...
The suspense of the herbs.
Yeah. Blossoms... no.
Hopefully
one
you
of
can
them
find the
is
time to
called
give me the
a
name.
Stardust Blossom.
Stardust Blossom? Do I know what it does?
Not exactly. You remember some just tales about it. Your mother had used them in a couple different ways. She had told some fantastical stories at times. So, as a young child, it was fun and inviting, but it was kind of hard to tell how real these stories may have been. Like, yes, of course Santa doesn't exist, right? And it's like, okay, well, I know they
There are kids watching, right?
I know there are things that they can do, but is this one of them? She had told you stories about magical barriers and shimmering lights, and how when you grow strong that these things don't hold you back, and Stardust is the thing that helps you move through the challenges. You also find one other one in there, and it's called Moonshade.
But sounds like a poison, but I'm just basing that merely on the name. Sounds very akin to Nightshade.
and Moonshade, this one you're a little bit more familiar with, in the sense that you know it's no secret you're human, right? Okay,
Yeah.
making sure I didn't forget. You're human, so you can't really see at night. And she would always talk about the joys of experiencing life in Moonshade, or the shade of moon, which seemed odd, but you remember a time when you were about 10 years old and she took you out to harvest some moonshade. But first she had gave you this this drink, and as you drank it and you walked outside, it's like there was 3 full moons in the sky, bright and close. You could see in the near distance like you hadn't seen before. So it's like living in the light of the moon through the moonshade.
Cool. Well, after like opening the pouch and seeing these, I'll just mention to everybody, it's interesting that herbs that are in here are not things that are super common around other places, but I remember learning about some of them, or at least hearing about them from my mom. But and they're fully preserved, you said? They're like, they haven't like gone rotten like the other stuff here?
Mm-mm. You knew your mother to be one who was very meticulous about it. It was frustrating to you how slow she was at harvesting herbs. But a bit of a memory comes to you. In that moment of frustration when you're just mouthing off to her, but she's talking to you very calmly about the way you snip it, the way you harvest it, the way you protect the plant and take only what you need. And then the meticulous way that she would go about preserving it and drying it, even when that meant, like with Moonshade, drying it at night, not in the heat of the sun, in the light of the moon, even though that takes longer. And you remember those frustrations and try to find the smile, but are kind of enraptured in the sadness that is gone.
Mm-hmm. Because this packed like perfectly, like neatly as well?
It's very well packed.
Mm-hmm. Well, you see Cricket just like staring at it for a little while, and then realizing that they need to figure out where they're going because the boy isn't here. You said there's a door on our right?
Correct.
It's closed?
It is. It's not like... Yeah, it's closed.
Is there any other space around us where like a rat could have fit through something?
No, not in this area.
Okay. I'll just go to the door.
Okay.
Alright, looks like we gotta head this way. And I'll just tuck the herb pouch in my bag.
Alright.
I'm assuming nothing else in the chest?
Nope, that was it. Just the quiver of arrows in the pouch.
Okay.
Does everyone continue to proceed?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Alright.
Chasing after buttons.
Chasing after buttons. You end up walking into an area where there's a staircase that goes down, just a small one, into a lower level. This area looks to be some kind of gathering area. Much more well decorated for its time. Time has definitely passed even in this area as vines grow on the walls. There are 2 chairs that are adorned by a statue of some kind of animal. In this room, there are also a couple coffins.
There are coffins in the room?
3 of them.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I heard that right. Okay, that's great. That's good. Okay.
No, just out of context, this place just gets weirder and weirder and weirder.
There are additional statues in this room as well. The ones with the shields like before.
Where are they?
2 of them are by this here coffin. Those are the 2. By the coffin there.
Do we see what are the other paths out of here where the boy could have gone?
As you look around, there's it looks like possibly a path to the right. When you look to the left, there's literally just the coffin in the corner back there. And then this here in front of you is not a door at all. Right, that's just engraving into the wall. So then the only possible path that the boy could have taken is to the right.
I'm going up to that center coffin that you just lit up, and I want to see what's in it, what species, whether it be more lizard folk, more human, whatever that may be.
You're just gonna open it?
I'm gonna try to do it as carefully as possible.
Oh, you're muted, Ryder.
You gotta think, Vantilord right now, with everything going on, I want to figure out what's going on. Maybe I can get power from this.
Is that very paladin-y though, to like open up graves?
Right, yeah, to like consecrated body sarcophagus.
If you won't do it, I will.
Vantilord, as you walk up to the coffin, you do get that exact thought. There's a blending of thoughts. A moment of, wait a second. And then another moment of, but yes. Yes. Yes, of course. Because as you walk closer to the coffin, there's a part of you that feels like your power is restrained by the vow you've taken. Go ahead and roll a charisma saving throw.
Okay. So +4 on that guy. Oh, nat 20. And if you want to see,
nat
right
20
there.
+4.
Yeah.
You lay your hands on the coffin, and your strong dwarven fingers grab onto the lip of it. And as you begin to slide it, feeling finally released from the chains of the Paladin Way, finally released of the chains of the shadows of your family, finally the power is in your hands, and you begin to pull that coffin lid off, and you hear the question also ring from behind you as you stop. And you have the ability now to make the choice if you pull it off or not. You passed the save. You barely passed the save. But you did pass it.
Just so everyone else is aware, this is a conversation going on inside my head right now with myself.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to figure out what the situation is. We're trying to figure out who's down here. I could try to open this and use reverence to see who was down here. Maybe that'll lead us more towards Cricket's background. But Cricket did bring up a good point. This isn't right of a paladin. Do I treat this? Don't know what would be down here. Maybe there's other clues.
Are you going to open it, or are you just going to stare at it?
Best Jubilee.
Thank you, Jubilee. As Jubilee says that, I look at Greg and I go, "You're right. I shouldn't. I took up this oath, and this would desecrate this coffin that was obviously cared for in a special way."
I'll do it.
Jubilee, I don't think we should be opening coffins in a strange place. We lost the boy. Don't we want to follow him, figure out where
Don't
he
we
went?
want to know who's in the coffins?
No, I want to figure out where the boy went and go to the nest.
But why do they have just a room full of dead people?
I feel like we can explore this place more once we know what's here. Like, it seems we might be unleashing some things, but we don't even know what we're about to walk into.
I
That just
reseal
seems to be the
coffin,
story
so-
of my life.
So I know I started opening it. I'm gonna reclose it, and as I close it, just pray over it. Apologizing if I did desecrate, even though I was just looking for information.
Go ahead, Ryder.
Okay. As we were standing here, I just want to say, does anyone else getting a feeling like this nest could be a trap?
I think this whole place is a trap. That's why I don't mind touching the dead things. We go to the nest, it's a trap. We're in a room full of coffins, it's a trap. We're in a room full of mice people, it's also a trap, and we're getting attacked. Which would you like to do first?
We
Because they
are
all
also just
end
taking
bad.
stuff from them.
Right. Yeah, Raja
you're
brings up a great point here.
We're learning that you have trust issues, don't you, Jubilee?
What makes you think that?
We've only known her for 3 days. Come on.
Everything's a trap.
I mean, I'll say
It's a
this.
trap.
My life is a trap!
No, nobody forced us. I'm just gonna throw this out there. Nobody forced us to take the hands of that stone statue. Like, it opened its arms. It didn't like grab us and pull us in against our will, right? Like, we chose to come here.
I mean, we were only trapped in a room when it opened its arms to us.
And also, sometimes if you need a hug, you really need a hug.
I don't disagree. I feel like there's been nothing so far other than this boy and his dad who, whether he attacked you first or not, maybe was just acting out of fear. Or I also know sometimes when animals get scared, they just like go on instinct. And if his rat sensibilities took over, maybe he was just attacking and like raging without any sort of, normal, conscious, intelligent thought. I don't know. I'm just saying
Hear me out.
all we've seen are them too. Technically, this place hasn't done anything to hurt us yet.
Agreed.
So I feel like
Agreed.
the
But
nest might be a
what
trap.
What if there's a lot of similar beings that
He said there
react
was
to
only 4. He said there was 4, and he was
And
in
he
the
knows of, and some of them go in the basement and do things, and then they come back, and the basement is the bad place.
Right, we haven't gone to the basement, the lower level, he said. We haven't gone there yet, so I feel like here we're probably okay. He was in that zone of truth.
I think we just need to move with caution.
Yeah, I agree.
You
I
kind
don't
of brought
think
up
we
the
should,
point that we're in a.
Go ahead.
You brought up the point that we're in the room with people going off of animal instinct. So we're basically in a castle with uncontrollable wild animals that are worse than wild animals.
There hasn't
Yeah.
been a window anywhere, right? Like,
Right. We were in the woods in the swamp. It was the same thing. Like, those crocodiles were attacking us too. At least they're not sucking the lifeblood out of people.
Yet.
There was
It's just a rat, Jubilee. Rats aren't even that bad.
There was a
but
moment.
remember, well, I want to because part of our group was not with us at the first part of our campaign here. There were a lot of rats present wherever those creatures were.
Where what creatures were?
No.
The safari?
Yes.
Ryder,
No.
I hate you right now. Don't. Oh, of course you bring that up because I had forgotten about that.
Yes, it was.
It was only like
lot
a year
has
and a
happened.
half ago.
A lot has happened since then, but there were
There were-
many rats
There were rats there.
everywhere.
Oh,
Were they
rats.
people? Were they people rats?
Not that we
Rory,
know.
I need you
No,
to
they were
rename
just
today's
regular.
session.
Yeah.
Aw, rats.
Oh, bro, will take care of them.
And yeah, then
Were
there's
they
something-
people? Did you ever see like people wear rats, or was it just rat
no,
rats?
they
We
were
didn't-
regular size rats.
Yeah, to be fair, we didn't stay long enough to ask
I mean,
questions or inspect.
Also, to be fair, rats are everywhere, so it could be.
No, it
could
was
be
like thousands of rats
you saw thousands of rats in one spot.
in a cave.
Yeah.
Yes,
In a mine. In an
in a
old
mine, an
abandoned mine.
Question for the DM, because Katie has never been to a mine that is abandoned. Is that like normal to see? Like, I feel like I associate rats with sewers and stuff like that, but also this is a different world where there isn't sewers and stuff. So, like, is that a common place for rats to be?
Still in your urban settings, even in the setting. I mean, even if you go back to whatever kind of setting you want, but if you go back to the Middle Ages or whatever time frame, right? They still had to dispose of waste.
Right.
So wherever your food and waste is, mainly wherever your food is going to be, your scavengers are going to be, right? Of whatever kind of animal, right? So
Right.
rats are scavenging type of animals. They're going to go to your garbage cans, your whatever, right? So mines, in the essence that there are people mining and leaving stuff around, you might get some of that,
Right.
but probably not on the scale that they saw.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I
Well,
think
this-
thousands of rats, regardless of where they are is
Pretty.
concerned.
I mean, San
So,
Jose, California.
bring it back.
New York, yes.
Thi-
No.
This mine had been closed off supposedly for like 80 years. It was the only people that were in it was this evil orc and Satari eggs. So
And the
it
flying
was
ghost
supposed to be
lady.
locked off. Yeah, and the potential banshee.
Banshee that is.
Oh, I have another one of them, don't I?
Yes, you have a jar with a banshee in it still.
Yeah.
At least according to the notes.
Well, I think.
Please don't let it free.
I think Ryder. I think Rayu, you make a good point that I wasn't aware of. Sounds like Jubilee wasn't either. So
I'm not aware of most things, to be fair.
I would. I feel like I didn't necessarily think there was some connection here with the Satari, but I suppose maybe there could be.
It took a while for my memory to come back. But yes,
Right.
rats do not have a great place in my mind after that experience.
Well, I think we're proceeding with caution no matter what, anyways, but I think that's good to keep in mind. I think the more things we like touch and mess around with and play with, the less cautious we're being. Like the more we risk
Or maybe
bringing danger to us, you
Or
know?
maybe we're being more cautious because we're checking all of the things.
What about when we're checking all the things we set off a trap?
Right.
Rats.
That's what I'm here for. I'll just disarm it, huh?
What if it's
Okay.
a trap that you can't disarm? What if it's not like that kind of trap? What if it's like we open
Then we just
something
destroy
and
it.
a creature comes? What? You assume we're powerful enough to destroy all things? I don't think that's true.
You should believe in yourself more, Cricket.
I'm realistic with my own abilities.
I don't know what happened, but Jubilee went off the rails tonight.
Banshee
You gotta
Lord
look-
started it. I'm
Ju-
sorry.
Jubilee teleported and got unhinged.
Well, Vandelord and Jubilee had someone take over their body when they teleported.
Jubilee
No, it's
just
just
got the strangest one-liners today.
Wow.
All right, should we proceed without opening these coffins and keep moving forward then?
Let's at least see what's around this corner here where he might have gone.
Yes. Let us.
In the moment that Vandelord had started to pull the coffin lid. And as you begin to move forward, this settles in for the other four of you. As you begin to press forward, this kind of realization sets in as your minds are getting back on focus, that as he began to pull that lid, the aura around him began to widen and darken.
I forgot we saw that.
What are you
I
talking
forgot
about?
he had that aura around him. He was glowing.
Yeah, Raja doesn't know that.
So Skylar, although Raja does, Skylar
knows. Skylar does it, yeah.
Vantalord has developed this bit of a repulsing aura around him, right? So it's not this heavy glow, but there's this outline to his body that is, to your soul, unattractive. It is like something is wrong, something is bad here. Well, when he started to
No wonder little man didn't want to talk to him.
When he started to pull that lid, it began to get wider and darker. When he...
So like he's breaking his contract?
When he pushed it back, it went back to what it previously was. So it still is there, but it maintained instead of worsening.
So would Raja get that if he opened the coffin? Or is that just a paladin thing?
I think
it
that
started
aura,
after Vantalord had bad
I
dreams.
think the aura
Bad
came
dreams.
up. The aura came up, if I recall, when he was breaking the contracts and you like did the extra one, right?
No, it started when I started having those bad dreams, and Jubilee woke me up right in front of me.
Right.
When she had first turned into a warlock, and then it started getting more.
I was gonna say it's
contracts.
yeah, that's right. It got like stronger after that. I think it has something to do with like his prayers, his oath, probably. Vantalord, did you know you glowed dark for a second?
I don't see no glowing.
I know you can't.
Your vibe was bad.
You had bad energy.
Bad vibes.
Oh.
Your vibe went from off-putting to oh.
I feel fine.
As you have this conversation, you continue to go up some stairs, and you do pass, and it catches your attention, Vantalord. As you continue to walk past, especially since you're the last in the line, these statues are like miniature hippogriff-ish, like hippogriff-esque creatures. Their feathers are more flared and they're more on the bird side of things, but they're kind of these abnormalities to nature, and for that reason, Cricket, it also catches your attention. It's the same one that was by the two seats in the other room, but especially as you pass by them more, it's odd that it would be in a druid's place, being more of a abnormality to nature than actual nature itself. You end up in another corridor that has a straight passage all the way down, and as you
wait, hold up. I want to go up to one of the statues and I just want to touch it with the ring, just to see what happens.
You just touch it with the ring? Wonder when powers activate?
And the chaotic inner voice in Vantalord took over.
Yes. That's exactly it.
When you touch the ring to it, nothing happens.
Okay.
That was very fun, though. Yes.
Welcome to my brain today.
You make it down this corridor and enter into this other small room. Clearly, there's a second level. You can see that there's been times when the floor has gone up and down and up and down. In this level, though, although you see what looks like it's a second floor, kind of like a balcony, but under here, you see that there are some cages under here in a staircase to the far side.
Literal traps.
It's a cage is different than a trap.
That's how you trap people in a cage.
She has a point. I've been.
What kind of cages are they? How big are they?
AJ. The cages are 5 feet, like 5 by 5 by 5.
Oh, like human
They're
size.
people sized.
Like if you think your most bedrooms are 10 by 10, these cages are 5 by 5.
As we're walking around
That's
and like following this, I'm also like actively keeping an eye out for a place that would be like a small space that only a rat could fit through, because he kept referencing that. So I assume at some point, in order to get to the nest, we will have to fit through a small spot. So like,
What is that thing?
I know I'm ugly, but don't call me
I
that.
think those are roots. Those are roots.
To the left of the roots, is that what is that?
I think it's one of those statues with the shields, the elements, probably.
Ah!
Correct.
We've seen them like
If
all
there's
over
roots,
this
doesn't
place.
doesn't that mean it leads to the surface? If there's roots.
Yeah, there's clearly roots somewhere all in here. So I mean, we're not that far from
Very good.
outside. Crickets? What about crickets? Oh.
Yes, you see 2 of these statues. You see roots popping through the wall. These cages, there's 3 of these large cages that could hold, and as you walk closer to them, likely held multiple people. There are, what are they called?
Shackles.
Shackles, cannibals, whatever they're called, cuffs. Shackles within them. There are no one in there now, but there are clearly cages here. You guys press on?
Yeah.
As you
I'm
make
glad
your,
we're going upstairs instead of downstairs. I'll just say that.
as you make your way up the stairs, you do find that there's a second room over here. A table. On the table, you do see some bones, as well as some parchment, and then a pathway to the right.
Whose bones are these?
What's on? Is there anything written on the parchment?
No bones about that question. As they go look at that, I'm gonna go look at that room.
Okay. What are the other 3 of you doing? Raja, Jubilee, and Rihu.
Oh, I'm trying to figure out whose freaking bones these are.
Okay.
Why are they just out on the table like this?
A really humorous question.
Raja?
I'd like to go that other way, yeah.
Down this way?
Yeah.
Okay. And Rihu.
I'm gonna go where Vanillord is, those pages.
Over here?
Yeah.
Alright. As each of you start to spread out, checking out these different areas, from the parchment to the side room, to the bones, even Rihu, Raja, as you begin to look at the upcoming path, you all start to hear a sliding and shifting of stone.
I don't like hearing music changes.
That was just my fingers messing things up. You start to hear the sliding and shifting of. Raja, you turn around. As you turn around, you see the statues emerge from the wall.
I would like to cut myself with my dagger and throw my fire blood on them.
They pull up their shield. You see a glowing in the symbols on the shield as they circle, 1, 2, like between the different elements. Cricket, you easily see it. Jubilee, you easily see it. And Raja, you easily see it. As they begin to step out, they pick up their shields. They slam it to the ground. Raja. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pick a number between 1 and 4.
3.
Cricket, pick a number between 1 and 4.
2.
Alright, they pick up their shield, slam it against the ground. This by far catches everyone's attention. The elemental symbols stop. A glistening rolls across the shield, although it still remains stone, as one of them is wavy lines. Like there's 3 wavy lines, and on the other shield, it's like circular lines like this.
Which one was fire?
Those are the 2 symbols that are glow. On one, it's
yeah, but which one?
It was like this. Wavy lines that went up.
So this like water and air.
So I'm guessing.
Oh,
maybe.
Actually, Cricket would know.
Yeah.
For sure, Cricket would know.
It looks like water and maybe air.
And that is where we'll stop for tonight.
Everybody blow on it.
Multi-pass.
Everything is traps.
It's a trap.
Life is a trap.
Life
Life is a trap. My life is a trap.
Today on Blue Box,
The best
Players
part is that I
Unhinged.
feel like even without, like, especially if you had Jubilee's actual memories, like of the last couple of weeks, it'd be even more strongly like life is a trap.
Life is, yeah.
You don't even know how true it is.
Players Unhinged, a Blue Box special.
So let's go ahead and roll into stars. And actually, let me. I'm so stoked for the next session, by the way, guys, because
That makes me scared when you say
Yeah,
that.
right?
I mean I was stoked for this one.
It doesn't help that he's also keeping track of how many days we've been in session.
I don't know if you guys caught that message in Discord, but it probably means something.
Uh-oh.
What message?
Skedios.
I'm scared.
I'm a
Oh,
I like
when a
that it
DM
probably
keeps track
means
of days,
something.
it probably means something.
Oh, I did see that.
Yeah. So, stars and wishes. That's Rihu, you're at the top of the screen. What are your stars and wishes?
Okay. Refresh me on that because we only did it twice and it's been a month.
It is when you identify where another player excelled, stars,
Okay. Okay.
and wishes. What do you wish to see in the upcoming sessions? Whether it's
Got
it
it,
might be
yep.
10 sessions out, but what is something you want to see happen? What is something you want to experience?
Okay. I mean, stars wise, it's got to be kind of like a combination of Vanillord and Jubilee because of the like unhinged nature and kind of the shift, which kind of goes along with this because we're all a little confused at like what's happening. So it's kind of like throwing us all off, which is, I don't know. I like that. It was a good way to play it today. Wishes. Honestly, clarity, because I feel like there's so many darn different storylines that we're part of that we've kind of done things with and we've kind of haven't, and now this is all new, and yeah. How does this all tie together? Answers. There you go. Answers.
Okay. Next on the screen, Jubilee, you are up. What are your stars and what are your wishes?
I'm so excited for my star right now because it has to go to Raja.
They're in the room, Daniel. It killed me. It was so good. The sass. But also, someone in the chat also said Raja's Thieves' Cant, which was awesome. Making up a whole language on the spot like that was great. But just the sass today was so good. I couldn't handle it. And then my wishes. What are my wishes right now? If I had to pick one, I would like to see what happens if Jubilee is able to trigger one of her old memories. Or like if she's aware that she's able to have other people's memories projected onto her. Like some self-awareness about where her memories come from.
Next up in the line is Raja. What are your stars? What are your wishes?
I think my star would go to Cricket because she's probably like the most moral person without the pact and all that. Because she just sat at the entrance when we all went in.
Is that morality or stubbornness?
I don't know. You're making it seem like morality.
Why not both?
Why not both?
You're making it.
Yeah.
I think a wish for Raja would be to see more progression in himself. So learning more about, between going back to what Zahara said about people who are looking for him, so why people are looking for him, and just what's going on basically in general, because he's still got to figure out how this world pretty much works, because he's only been on his own free will for the last like 4 years. So I think that'd be interesting because he's only seen a few cities and now he's in the group. So
Vanillord, you are next. Open door number 4. What are your stars and wishes?
That's gonna be a tough one. You know, just because I love how quiet Ryu can be, just contemplative, I feel like that's still a good thing in itself. Even though there wasn't much Sid by him today, I think that still contemplativeness that he has is going to come out in the next few sessions. So I like that quietness that you have, especially being that inside of Vanillord's head, obviously there is no quietness lately. Yeah, wishes though. Dang, I was really hoping that Hippogriff statue was gonna come alive with that weird ring, just because of how weird that ring is. I am agreeing though with Rihu right now, having, you know, parts of what, 3 storylines right now, Rihu, if my brain's keeping things straight.
Something like that. Yeah.
You know, figure out what's going on, especially as the day count increases. Yeah, clarity. I think that's great.
Well, before we
and
move...
I do gotta say, Elhawk brought up that grappling that Rihu did. You know, as I was trying to intimidate that rat man, that was perfect because I did not want to kill him.
Yes, that was a good move. Very good move. The bit of clarity that I can give you in this moment is, as the old show once said, or as the world turns, right? So you'll do your stuff, but the world still moves. So that's the day count. Is the things is still happening. That's why I keep track of the days. Otherwise, I could care less about the days. So if I'm tracking it, it really means something.
Rory's not in his zone of truth right now.
I cast Zone of Truth. No.
It literally just means that there's events that I'm tracking in the world that are taking place. That's why I track.
I was expecting you to make us have to eat the rat people. Because we're gonna run out of food.
I mean, if you run out of food, you might, but...
We've been in here for all of like 15 minutes to an hour.
Yeah, and they haven't been able to
Raj
get
was
out
like
for
jumping
years.
straight to eating people.
Raj is acting like we've been stranded in here for 10 days straight.
They've been stuck in here for years. I mean, I'm not that smart. I can't figure out how to get out of here. Let alone turn off the statues. Splash some water on that John.
Number 5. Number 5, Cricket. Stars and wishes.
I'm gonna give my star to Rihu too, actually, because I feel like Rihu always, like Tom just said, but Rihu always is like quiet in the background, but is like really centers us. Like you are always like the mediator of anytime there's like a conflict or, you know, like any, yeah, you keep everybody grounded, and like logical, I feel like, which we need. And wishes, I think, I mean, this is sort of happening, but I would love to see opportunities for us, especially since now we've all gotten to be a little bit higher level, like opportunities for us to maybe use some of the cool things that we're gonna keep getting, you know? So whatever that looks like, depending on each of us and our like different things that come up. But I think it's always cool when you can like see somebody pull something out that's like new, or like a cool new feat or feature or spell or something like that. So yeah, I think that'd be fun.
So bring all the monsters.
I don't think all of them are just useful in combat. Like we have
Like we're gonna pull in some old memories of some spine devils emerging out of the walls. We're just gonna pull them all into this one spot right now.
And that's when I'm just gonna use my new ability to high jump away.
That's fun.
Awesome. I don't think Amanda's here today, is she? Amanda, you were here in
She was in the chat earlier.
For a little bit.
She was earlier. I don't know if she still is or not.
I saw her earlier.
Otherwise, I don't have a clue how to run the poll. But if not, that's okay. I actually like adopting this stars and wishes thing. It's cool to hear the shout outs to each other.
Yeah.
Remember all. First, remember that you can catch us in 2 weeks, and that is your cue to start thinking about what you need to say, Vandalord. But remember, players, you can always dip into those deals if you ever need to make a deal.
Nope.
I already did. It got me a whole new character.
Quit trying to sow chaos.
A new old character.
Don't worry, I found what I needed to say. I had to pull up the script.
Go.
Jubilee got a class change out of it. Sorry.
Take it away.
If you are watching and have not followed, if you have followed and have not subscribed, if you subscribed and your subscription has lapsed,
We can do jazz
and
hands.
if you are currently subscribed and are not a part of our fantastic Discord community, we have one thing to ask for you today.
What
are you doing? And before you go anywhere, stick with us because we're gonna raid Jay. I
Julie
believe
just put
Jay's
the
on,
poll.
and the
we have
poll
poll, we have
is
poll.
up.
Amanda put a poll.
Yes, the poll is up.
Wow, that just got so loud.
So be sure to cast your vote, and we'll see where this goes.
We just do jazz.
Just jazz hands until we're done.
It's Thieves' Cant. It's Thieves' Cant.
It's
It's
Thieves'
This
Cant.
is Thieves' Cant for what? What does this mean?
Wait, no, this is.
Wait, I don't know how he did
this
it.
is Thieves.
I feel like
I
I'm gonna do something wrong
The
and I'm
poll
gonna
is a
get in
trap.
trouble.
The poll is a trap because it's missing Raja. It's missing Raja.
This is
Oh yeah, there's no
Yeah.
rush in the poll.
our bomb.
Amanda, you fail. Poor Raja.
Poor Raja. They were in the room, Daniel.
Who put this poll together? Was it Daniel?
Yeah. The poll is a trap. That's true. There's no Raja. No.
Oh no! Raja Sass is the MVP.
That was my favorite
That was-
line too. As you saw, I put in the chat right after he says it. Oh man.
That's my bad. I'll have
Now
to
we
throw
just
up
dance
again.
and wait. Dance and
Yeah.
Just like right when he asked, like, how do you know
So,
that
wait,
they went
So
through the
Cricket
wall
and
or
Julie are
whatever?
the dancing
I got
queens?
a note, Daniel.
Oh my
Yes.
god.
Not that young. I feel old.
Hey-
My
I
knees
don't
are,
think
like,
Cricket
cramping.
would be
I like
dancing,
Daniel.
but Katie will happily dance.
Well, we
I like
wait for this.
Daniel.
Well, we wait till this poll finishes off. Cricket, Katie,
Yes.
how has it been receiving or seeing some of the items that you have seen with, kind of suspicion of where they came from?
I mean, very cool and also ominous. I feel like anytime there's like a connection to something, it makes it's like obviously it's very, very fun. But it also is like, oh gosh, what does this mean? Like until you know like the actual meaning behind where this connection is going and like where it came from, it can be scary kind of,
Yeah, Jubilee.
Jubilee!
Oh, thank you guys. It was my chaotic one-liners, wasn't it?
Yep.
For sure. It's a
But-
trap. Really, it was a trap conversation.
But clear
I
indications.
say she splits it with Raja because he wasn't on the poll.
Oh, yeah, true.
And stick with us
I'm
as
down.
we are about to raid Jay, Lord Gazumba. So stick with us for a few more minutes of chitter chatter.
Mega Rapidash says
the
she's
trap
the trap queen.
Sounds like a band.
I mean, that's quite a title.
It's a song.
There we go.
Angus.
What was I gonna say? Oh, yes.
Feel like we'll get
Clearly, though, there
ibuprofen.
are indications to the clan being here.
Yeah.
So
And it's feeling like not good indications, which I think is extra worrisome.
you didn't get that from the stuff above?
I mean, it's not inherently wrong to like value nature over human life.
I'm gonna
It
wait.
is
'cause
sort
we're
of
like,
wrong to turn
"Babe."
people into rats.
What if your mother's in there?
They're dead. I saw them die.
Yeah, she saw them
Oh my
Oh.
god! What a way to end the stream.
die.
Literally the last thing.